Greetings.
Greetings.
Anyways, night everyone. So we're here with another set of videos. So we are still on the marriage series, but these set of videos we're gonna actually transition. So everything that was done before, all the videos are technically just a platform for what we're gonna share in these next set of videos, right? And these next set of videos being reasons why marriages are failing, right? And to be honest with you, that was actually the main motivator why we decided to make these videos.
This channel, create this channel.
Yeah, create this channel, thanks. Because we actually recognize that marriages are under attack, as we said before, and a lot of marriages are ending in divorce, and those that are not, the individuals in those marriages
Some of them
live unhappy together for majority of it. And marriage was made to be a blessing. Marriage was made to be something that helps mankind to achieve their fullest potential, not something that draws you down to an early grave, right? And causes pain and brokenness and regrets, and persons leaving out of their homes to be menaces to society because of what they witnessed happening in their homes, because of broken and dysfunctional marriages. So we're just gonna look on some of the reasons why marriages fail. As I said, this list is not exhaustive, but we try to be as comprehensive as possible, right? So in this first video, what we will look at is choosing the right partner. Yeah, because that's very important to having a successful marriage, right? So the person that you choose is gonna either help you towards the kingdom or is gonna pull you away from the kingdom. So ensure that you choose the right person, somebody who not only looks good on the outside, but who looks good on the inside. And there's ways how you can have a good idea, a solid idea of how good they look on the inside, right? So don't pay attention too much to religion, but pay attention more to spirituality, because there's a huge difference.
Huge difference. And because of society now, it is becoming very thin in terms of how you differentiate between the two, but there is a big difference. And once you know the difference, it makes
the world of a difference.
Right? But you may be asking, for those who are not Christians and our friends on this platform, join us. Must be wondering that, do I have to be a Christian to have a successful marriage? No. Because marriage was made to work based on the person that are in it. So it is conditional based on what the persons involved do.
Yeah, but fine. We're not encouraging you guys to remain non-Christians though.
Yes.
But yeah, continue.
Yes, so it is not a case where we're saying that you have to be a Christian in order to have a successful marriage. That's not the case, right?
Because you're gonna see successful marriages out there, and then we're gonna look biased.
Right? And it is fact that a lot of persons that are Christians, their marriages are going under the rocks. Right? So marriage is not the rule to have a successful marriage is unbiased. Christianity or religion doesn't make you a success story. Right?
Yeah, you have to have the right tools.
Right? The right tools.
And that's why, so even though we're definitely not encouraging anybody to remain a non-Christian or to even be a non-Christian, because as I said, the divorce rate is basically the same inside of church and outside. So it doesn't matter where you run. If that, if persons were even thinking that. But what we're trying to say though is that with the right tools, your marriage can be successful, and you have to try to find, number one, try to have the right tools yourself, and try to find somebody else who has those right tools as well, and that's what's going to make your marriage successful.
You can complement them.
And if you allow God to be your guide, He'll lead you to just that person, right? and God will put you in circumstances to show you the character of that person in ways that you probably couldn't see on your own, right? To help you to make the right choice.
All right. So before we go forward, but in order for you to make a right choice, first you have to know what you're choosing. So what are the qualities that are of a prospective wife, prospective husband, prospective girlfriend, prospective boyfriend, in order for it to work? And we made it clear that you don't have to be a Christian for it to work, because God falls rain on the just and on the unjust. Right? What are the qualities?
Well, I mean,
for a man.
Well, for a man,
Mm-hmm.
the man should be somebody who is loving,
Mm-hmm.
somebody who understands what love is, putting others first, being gentle, especially with females, because they are going to the Bible, the weaker vessel. So we can't just say things to them like we'd say to our virgin and feel like they're not going to take it away. We have to be more mindful, we have to be friendly. We have to be willing to make ourselves vulnerable, communicate. So it has to be a man that is a positive person and is moving in a positive direction. Somebody who is not above correction, not somebody who's always right and doesn't really take advice. You want somebody who is industrious, somebody who will do what they can to make
servant.
Yes, a servant, and do whatever he can to make life easier for his family. You definitely want a man that is Christ-like, a man that is following Christ, a man that he is for
Christ-centered.
Christ-centered. He is, for all intents and purposes, he has taken up his priestly role according to the Bible. He's a priest material. You want to ensure that he has that, because if he is allowing God to lead him, then he will lead his household right, and he will treat the woman in his life in the right way. So you have to look out for things like, how does he dress? What kind of friends does he keep? What does he do in his spare time? What does he watch? What is he feeding his mind on? Who are his, what's that word? Those persons we admire in life. Like you, it's coming. Not coming. But you guys know that word. Like, person you look up to in life, who are their...
I call it role models.
Yeah, role models. Nice. Yes. What are their role models? You have to look at these things. And it will kind of give you an idea of if this person is
where's
suitable.
His headspace?
Yeah, where's his headspace? Is he mature enough to take on, marriage? Or is he still, giddy, fishing around, looking around?
Is he committed?
Yeah, is he committed? Is he somebody who's just gonna quit as things get rough, or is he willing to fight and to work and to learn and push forward?
To unlearn.
Yeah. Okay. Alright, so what are the good qualities of a woman?
Well, good qualities, first of all, she must be Christ-centered, and I don't want to leave that out there. Christ-centeredness is different from just being a Christian, right? Being Christ-centered is having the fruits of the Spirit. Love.
When you say Christian, you mean just church go, because a Christian is supposed to.
Yeah. So, love, joy, peace. She must be loving. She must be peaceful. She must be gentle. She must be faithful. She must have self-control. She must be industrious. She must be forgiving. She must be submissive. She must be... And when I say must be, it doesn't mean that the person has to have all these down pat, because nobody has
everything
down pat. But it should be that when you should look on their life,
add it up, the sum total,
they must
pass the mark. Because marriage is not going to make them pass the mark.
Right? the density of their character must be good, right? It's supposed to be good character dense, if there's such a description, right? More than just the attractive, how the person look, dense. That's supposed to be lower than what you can see. Their character. Is their character loving? How does the person treat you, those around you, your friends? Who is this person on the inside, right? Are you comfortable with this person? Do you see yourself going the long run with the person? Do you see where whatever past that they had, you can live with it? You can make it better? All of these things you have to take into consideration. So it's not just a matter about this list of, is he cute, right? I'm talking about the female. Is she beautiful? Is she a worker? Does she have money? Does she speak English? Is she formal and astute? It's more than just that. You can have those as preferences, but let it not be that those are the deciding factors.
Yeah. And whatever we have on our checklist, we have to ensure that God does a final edit. Right? Because whoever God chooses is
the best for you. Because a lot of times people choose persons that would, they choose persons where they don't have to do much work in marriage.
Yeah.
Right? And that is why they try to look for the most perfect person as possible. So that when
running from work.
Right. The word running from work. In fact, you won't get it because marriage, we're already in a world of sin. Right? We have to unlearn in order to be perfect, to reach where we ought to go. So don't try to run away from it. Right? So as long as as long as the character outweighs the bad habits or frivolities, those little things, the person probably is not as neat as you, or the person
or they snore,
or them, the person talk a lot, the person don't talk English, probably the person does simple. Let not those things be the deciding factor. Two things supposed to be the deciding factor: Christ and heart. After Christ agrees, do you love this person? Because to be in a relationship with a person and you're not loving the person, it is a sin. You're playing with somebody else's heart. You're basically stealing somebody else's gift, somebody else's future.
Yeah. Because to take up somebody, you're taking up the responsibility of making that person
fit for him.
Not just fit for him, happy. You're taking responsibility. Let's put it this way: you're taking responsibility for the person's happiness. And if you do not love them, you cannot take up that responsibility. You cannot make them happy.
And you don't want to minister to them because, first of all, you don't have a reason to minister, and you won't be motivated to minister.
Yeah, so you have to ensure that is there, right? We touched on the character traits that men should have, what women should have, and we also want to touch on the mindset that we should have. As we said, we have to be willing to work, because even when God finds the right person for you, there's still work for you to do. And if you don't have that part in your mind, then you're gonna go into marriage with this false idea that if you find the right person, then there will be no work to do, and you're gonna be bitterly disappointed. And it can cost you a lot of heartache and up and down, and even in some situations cost you the marriage.
Yes.
If you don't wake up to the reality and be like, we're all sinners, we're all born in sin and shaped in iniquity. So even when they're the person that God chooses, there'll still be things that you work through. You'll still have disagreements. And as we say in Jamaica, teeth and tongue must meet. Not may, not kinda. It's gonna it's gonna meet. Just ensure that when it meets you, you meet the problem with the Spirit of Christ and don't let the neighbors hear.
Yes, and to be honest, another thing too is ensure that the choices that you make are not blinded by lust. You're not blinded by your fears. You're not blinded by your past. You're not blinded by a person's opinions. You're not blinded by nothing.
You have to pray about that. Yeah.
You have to pray about that because a lot of us sometimes are blind in making decisions, right? So we have to ensure that God is with us, and you can know when God is with you, right? And you don't have to be a Christian to get God on your side.
But just know, if you're not a Christian, God can still bless you with a good partner. But He blesses you with a good partner in the hope that someday you and that good partner can come to Him.
Yes. Right.
Yeah, so another thing what I want to close with is that if
what about the persons who don't marry the right partner?
Oh yeah, that's what I was gonna get to.
Yes.
Yeah, that if you if you're married and you think you've gotten married to the wrong person, or you know persons who are married and you would think they have gotten married to the wrong person, just know that if a person is married to the wrong person, all hope is not lost. If God was pointing over here, I may say, no, Lord, I want this one over there, and you take them to the altar, and now you're facing problems, all hope is not lost. But you are at a disadvantage because you did not go through the process properly. But your marriage can still be salvaged. But it's just that you're going to have to be willing to put in extra work.
So the cure is in the cause.
Yeah, definitely. So if you got yourself into it, don't feel like God's going to wave a magic wand and make your marriage work. No, you're going to have to put in extra work. The time in prayer, the time in being selfless, the learning to die to self and serve the person and try to help the person to become, help them to come to their best self. You're going to have to do that.
Yes.
Just as how Peter denied Christ 3 times. He had to confess before the rest of the disciples 3 times that he loved Christ. Peter, lovest thou me? Peter, lovest thou me? Peter, lovest thou me? That was to redeem the 3 times that he fell. He denied Christ, right? So the degree to which you made a bad decision in your partner selection, in selecting a partner, that's the degree to which you're going to have to put in the work and exercise the faith to get your marriage to where it was. If the person was bad but not so bad, then but if you picked up somebody that was bad, then you're going to have to put in a lot if you want to see that marriage have any hope of success, right? So just want to leave that there, that all is not lost, but with God all things are possible.
Yes, because some persons did not consult God when they were choosing a partner, right? And that same God will help. That same God can help, but you have to put it to Him.
Yeah.
Right?
Repent, ask God for another chance, and you hit it again.
Yes, because others have done it, and others have been successful. And this is not about others, because sometimes even that too, although I mentioned it, can affect the success rate, right? Because a lot of times we move based on what others say, what people say, what works. We move based on statistics and not on Christ sticks. You know what I'm saying? So it's like we want to be safe because we're afraid of what might or might not be. But once we leave ourselves in the hands of God, knowing that God cures, God already know that we mess up, and we can't make no good decision, and God already know that. So God will ensure once we leave it to Him that He will put somebody in our way that is suitable to complement us on our journey, right? And also we do not know everything. So some persons may say, you have problems. Everybody has problems, right? we are learning too. And as we learn, we share, right? Um, so that is what marriage is about. It is a ministry. It is means by which we can help each other, because our marriages affect the society whether we know it or not, whether negatively or positively. And if we can make our marriages a positive influence, then let it be.
Indeed. And God will be glorified just by you having a happy, healthy, and holy marriage. Alright, so I think we're going to cap it off there for this video. So please remember to like, share, and subscribe and
click
the notification bell.
the notification bell.
Alright, so we'll see you guys in the next video.